Hey, this is Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching Tesla Time News, episode 21. Hey, Brent, add a finger here. All right, we got a lot of stories to get through this week. We went through over 40 stories, pared it down to about a dozen, so let's go.
All right.
So as we speak, the SpaceX Hyperloop pod competition is happening in Hawthorne, California, just outside the SpaceX headquarters.
27 teams have gathered this year to test their pods.
Yeah, we will definitely cover this event in next week's Tesla Time News, but if you just can't wait, you can check out the live stream here on the SpaceX's Hyperloop website.
There will be a competition too this summer.
Yeah?
With a single criterion.
What's that?
Speed.
Wow, that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone in Tesla Nation knew that Elon was appointed to President Trump's Strategic and Policy Forum last month.
Right. I remember that, but now Elon has also been appointed to Trump's new Manufacturing Council, which is a private sector group that will advise the U.S. Secretary of Commerce.
This new Manufacturing Council met on Monday and is being chaired by Dow Chemical CEO Andrew Lewis and includes leaders from Ford, GE, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and the AFL-CIO.
At that meeting, it was reported by Bloomberg that, quote, a senior White House official said Musk floated the idea of a carbon tax at the meeting, but got little or no support among the executives at the White House, signaling that Trump's conservative political orbit remains tepid on the issue.
This story segues nicely into the next one. Elon tweets his support for Trump's nominee for Secretary of State, former Exxon CEO Rex Tillerson.
Now, on its face, this might not seem to make any sense. I mean, why would Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, a sustainable vehicle and energy company, be supportive of Tillerson, who, let's face it, led one of the biggest fossil fuel companies in the world?
But Tillerson has also supported a carbon tax, and Exxon has supported legislation to implement one.
And sometimes politics makes strange bedfellows.
Back in May of 2016, Elon said, okay, after getting lots of messages from people in Portugal demanding Teslas.
Well, last Friday, Tesla announced it's officially arrived in Portugal. Check out this new Tesla Portugal promo. It's very sexy.
Tesla is soon expected to open a store, open orders for Model S and X, and first deliveries are expected in the second quarter of this year.
The first superchargers are expected in the second half of this year, and the destination charger program will begin soon, which allows businesses to get the level 2 chargers for little or no cost.
And another international story, Tesla delivers its first cars in Taiwan and opens its first supercharger on the island.
Tesla already has a store in Taiwan's capital of Taipei that opened last September, and they started taking orders, which led to the deliveries last week.
The new $6 supercharger is also located in Taipei at Expo Park.
There must be a lot of orders coming in because Tesla is planning 3 more superchargers along with more stores and service centers. Now, a couple weeks ago, Chris Latner joined Tesla as the VP of Autopilot Software after leaving Apple, where he worked for over a decade.
That's kind of old news, isn't it?
Well, we didn't know at the time, but Latner was filling the shoes of Tesla's Autopilot director Sterling Anderson, who left the company to start his own autonomous car company called Aurora with Chris Urmson, the former head of Google's self-driving program.
How did we learn about all this?
Well, we found out from a lawsuit that Tesla is filing against Aurora, claiming that Anderson stole data from Tesla and tried to poach a dozen employees before leaving in December. Now, Tesla implies in the lawsuit that Anderson was looking to cash in with an autonomous car startup company.
What do you mean cash in?
Well, in the lawsuit, Tesla says, in their zeal to play catch-up, traditional automakers have created a get-rich-quick environment. Small teams of programmers with little more than demoware have been bought for as much as $1 billion. For instance, Cruise Automation, a 40-person firm, was purchased by General Motors in July 2016 for nearly $1 billion. In August of 2016, Uber acquired Otto, another self-driving startup that has been founded only 7 months earlier, and it's a deal worth more than $680 million.
So remind me what Cruise Automation and Otto have been up to?
So Cruise released this video recently of their autonomous car driving through downtown San Francisco. You can see in the corner there's a little button that says autonomous, so we assume it's driving autonomously, although we can't see the driver.
Yeah.
So this was meant to impress everyone that it can drive through crowded city streets, and if it actually is doing it, it's kind of impressive. But watch closely the video, you'll see that it makes a lot of weird turns, which you pointed out. Maybe it's not driving as smoothly as we think, and maybe they sped up the video to try and smooth that out.
Right.
Otto released this video in October, and we kind of missed this for our news. I would have definitely put this in if I had seen it.
Yeah.
This is their self-driving big rig delivering Budweiser.
What do you mean a self-driving big rig delivering Budweiser?
I mean, the driver got the 18-wheeler onto the highway, and then he leaves his driver's seat and went and read a magazine for 120 miles while the truck drove autonomously to its destination, and then the driver took back over to exit the highway. Isn't that incredible?
That is pretty incredible.
I mean, when I first saw the video, I didn't believe it. I thought maybe they had their own cars surrounding the truck and like it was a special closed-off highway. But then I've rewatched it a bunch of times. It looks like a normal highway with normal, unsuspecting drivers and an 18-wheeler just barreling down the highway next to them safely. That's incredible.
Pretty remarkable. In the ramp-up to get ready for Model 3 production, Tesla has made it very clear that it will be very strict with its parts suppliers.
Yeah, Tesla doesn't want any problems to delay the Model 3, like with what happened during the Model X production. Remember, I had to wait an extra year to get Sparky because that Swiss firm, Horbiger, couldn't deliver the hydraulic system for the Falcon Wing doors, and Tesla had to step in and do it in-house.
Well, now it looks like Tesla has canceled a $100 million contract with German auto supplier SHW that was making axle drive pumps for the Model 3.
Tesla released the following statement. Tesla's policy is to terminate any supplier that is unable to meet their contractual milestones or violates their non-disclosure agreement. Unfortunately, we have to be firm in this regard in order to keep the Model 3 program on schedule and prevent plot spoilers.
Now, could this have something to do with Tesla wanting to use more parts from American suppliers?
That's what I was wondering about. I was also wondering about that term plot spoilers. Does that mean they think the company leaked some information? And what information would a company making axle pumps be able to leak?
Right. And so they said basically that the stuff they were getting wasn't up to spec.
That's what we suspect. We don't know. I mean, this is the only statement Tesla's released.
Right.
So that would make sense, but it might make sense that they want the car to be more American and maybe they want to buy the parts from some other company.
Right. And they've mentioned both reasons in their statement of both, keeping up and also plot spoilers. So we should
we'll have to follow the story. Maybe we'll find out more, maybe we won't. I don't know.
Have you ever wondered where Tesla got its T?
The logo? I heard it came from some part of the motor.
That's right. Elon tweeted last week confirming that similar to SpaceX, the T is like a cross-section of an electric motor, just as the X is like a rocket trajectory.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm glad he confirmed that because, I had suspected it, but wasn't quite sure. I also heard that the same company that made the SpaceX logo, which then made the Tesla logo, introduced him to Franz von Holzhausen.
Really?
So if it weren't for that, we might not have this beautiful car.
That's true. Might look like a pail.
A pail?
Yeah. I don't know.
Talking about Tesla logos, the Model 3 logo looks like it's undergoing a change.
Yeah, I noticed that the 3 lines design has disappeared from the Tesla Model 3 webpage the other day.
Yeah, we all know that Elon wanted the Model 3 to be the Model E to complete the sexy joke, but Ford Motor Company wouldn't give up their Model E trademark.
Right, so Elon switched it to a stylized Model 3.
It's not clear yet if Tesla is doing this just to cement their claim over the Model 3 trademark, or if they are dropping the 3 stylized lines altogether. I hope they keep the lines.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Leave us your comments down below about what you think is going on and what you'd like to see with the Model 3 logo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know how much you love Elon's tweets. So you want to know what he tweeted last week?
Yeah.
Okay, get this. Remember a few weeks ago when he was stuck in LA traffic and he tweeted about wanting to start a tunnel company?
Yeah. He wanted to call it the Boring Company. What a jokester he is.
I don't think he was joking.
What?
Elon tweeted, "Exciting progress on the tunnel front. Plan to start digging in a month or so."
Wait, what?
Yeah, and then Walter Simpson asked him, "Where will your tunnel be?" And Elon answered, "Starting across from my desk at SpaceX, Crenshaw and the 105 freeway, which is 5 minutes from LAX."
Wait, so you're saying that Eli wants to seriously make a tunnel?
Well, he wants to go to Mars, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to build Hyperloops, right?
Yeah. So I see those both require tunnels. Like, if you go to Mars, you have to tunnel, and if you want to build a Hyperloop, you're probably going to be building tunnels.
Right.
So I guess it just fits. That's genius.
Yeah. Elon tweeted this week, Tesla will never stop innovating. People are buying the wrong car if they expect this. There will be major revisions every 12 to 18 months.
He went on, if we applied resources to doing super complex retrofits, our pace of innovation would drop dramatically.
So there are many people out there who are upset about this tweet.
Why? I mean, Elon's promising more great innovations.
Right, but at the same time, people don't want to buy a car and then have it obsolete within 12 to 18 months.
Obsolete, though, that's the part I don't understand. Your car won't be obsolete. Obsolete means you can't do anything with it. Like, it's still an awesome car. Like, this car, Sparky, has level 1 autonomy. If it's obsolete in a few months when level 2 comes out, I still get to use all the amazing features it has. It's still better than 99.99% of the cars out there.
Right, they're not going to brick this car. I mean, it's just...
So isn't it more that people want to have the best car and they want to have those bragging rights, which I think is kind of lame. It's like, you have an awesome car, get over it.
Right. I think that, I mean, it's amazing that Tesla can just keep producing amazing stuff. And the only way that they can do that is if they just keep producing amazing stuff. Like he says, if they were to retrofit every car to make it work, it would take forever.
Right. Plus, I mean, I have a solution. Lease a car for 2 years. Right. That way, it'll probably, the next best thing will have just come out.
Right.
You'll then be done with your lease and you'll move on to the next car.
Right. And then someone else can pick it up used for a little bit cheaper.
Your poor, beat-up old Tesla that can't do anything.
Right. I mean, it can probably drive itself and park itself and jump over buildings.
Oh, that old piece of junk.
Yeah.
The sales numbers for 2016 are in, and an estimated 24,785 plug-in vehicles were sold in December, which is the highest recorded month ever by over 7,500 sales.
Compared to December of 2015, sales improved by 81%.
Every month of 2016 showed year-over-year gains for EV sales. That's 15 months in a row.
Overall, sales are up 37% for 2016, as 159,139 plug-ins were sold.
Wow. And now Tesla Model S is the #1 luxury sedan in the US for 2 years straight, beating out the Cadillac XTS.
In fact, the Model S has a 27% market share in that class.
And not to be outdone, the Model X is the #3 large luxury SUV in its first year, with 18,223 units sold.
Wow, and they couldn't even get those units out fast enough.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, this is the first year, and the first few months were pretty slow in production.
Right, like just a couple hundred.
And it was a car that no one had driven before or seen before.
Right, there were lots of questions.
I wouldn't be surprised if it moves up the ranks next year.
Absolutely.
So we are taking your comments this week, and we got a lot of comments in this vein. This comment comes from the Second Funny King. Antifreeze in wine, 1985, and horse meat in lasagna, 2013, were two of the biggest scandals here in Germany. That's why the judges refer to that. It's nothing they came up with on their own. This is from last week's story where we were talking about the diesel scandal in VW's diesel scandal in Germany,
right,
where a person who had bought a VW car was able to sue the company and get his money back.
Right.
And the judges had put into their final decision a quote about horse meat in lasagna and antifreeze into wine.
Right.
And it was an amazing quote to me because it was showing how horrible what VW did. It was equivalent to these things.
Right.
And the judge quoted that, and a lot of our German commenters were letting us know that this wasn't just something they made up. This actually happened in Germany.
Right. I think in either way you look at it, I mean, it's still a very damning statement against VW for what they did.
Yeah, it's deplorable what they did. Right. I mean, they knowingly tried to trick everyone and put software into their cars. And still the part that gets me is, why did they think no one was going to figure this out? Because that means every single car had the software in it. Did they think no one was going to hack the car and find the software? They really thought that we were all just going to drive it and never know?
Right. It's ridiculous.
So every week we want to tell you about new supercharger locations in the world, and this week there are two new ones that opened up. The first is one that we just mentioned in our Taipei story. So Taipei, Taiwan is the one of the sites of a 6-stall supercharger.
And the second one is in Austin, Texas.
Yes. So if you are traveling around through the world and you happen to be going through one of these, maybe it's in your backyard, hey, take a snapshot, tell us about it, or shoot a little video of it and tell us about it. You don't even have to own a Tesla, or maybe you're not in your Tesla when you see it.
Just go visit. Take a couple pictures on your phone, send them over. Record a little thing of yourself talking. That would be cool. We'll put it up.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten any so far, but there have been plenty over the past few weeks, and any of those would be up for grabs if you want to.
That's right. We love to hear from you and love to hear what your ratings of those superchargers are.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much for watching. I want to remind everyone that we are also a podcast. So if you like to drive in your car or you want to hear us at work on your headphones or something, this is also a podcast. So just head on over to iTunes or Libsyn. We'll have a link down in the show notes that you can find us.
Awesome.
And you can find all of our Off the Grids and all of our Tesla Time News is there as well.
Great. So, you can listen to it in the car or something like that. And please make sure that you subscribe on YouTube. We really appreciate all the people who watch and like and comment on our videos.
Now, can you remind me one more time about subscribe? What does that do? I have to pay some money or something?
No. It's all free. Basically, when you log into YouTube, YouTube will say, here are the things that you're subscribed to. Now you know. They just came out with a new video. It's about, Tesla Time News.
Now, what if I want to get notifications, to know the second it comes out?
Right, so to do that, if you look down below, there should be a little bell icon. If you click on that, you'll get notifications either on your phone or sometimes on your email. You can configure it in settings if you want to get deep into the matrix. And basically it'll pop up on your YouTube feed, letting you know that there's a new video.
That way you can get our Tesla Time Newses on Tuesday when they come out, as soon as they come out,
right.
And be up to date
and then
on the
you
news.
can be up to date. You can be talking up Tesla, with all the latest news. People will be like, wow, how does he know all this news? He must stay up all night reading 50 or 40 stories a week.
Oh, only Zach does that.
Only Zach does that.
Hey, and don't forget to comment below. We love to read your comments. We love to get back to you and talk to you and answer questions if we can. We get so much information from you, so many ideas for stories from you. Mm-hmm. So please keep it coming. We really appreciate that. And don't forget about our Patreon. That's where you can go and support us and give us a little bit of money. It can be $2 a month. It can be $5 a month. And it adds up. And we've got over 35 Patreon supporters right now who are really helping us with our channel. They're enabling us to get little bits of gear, better microphones, little teleprompter things, so that we can do better and better shows for you.
Right. So thank you so much for watching.
Now you know.